Hello,
There
hello,
it
hello.
is. I sent my last text is out.
Yeah, so it's Thanksgiving week. So that's right. We do know what days of the week are normally in what order. So just so everybody knows, we know today's Tuesday, but like everybody out there, we want to enjoy Thanksgiving, and we just wanted to come on and talk to everybody before the holiday, tell you guys to have a great one. And what's everybody doing right now for the holiday? What you guys got planned?
Oh man.
What's up, David?
I'm gonna fry up some turkey, man.
Yeah, okay.
I'm on fried turkey duty. I don't know if it's because I'm a brother or what.
But you probably we my people, we don't season our meat, so your shit probably gonna taste good. My shit's gonna be bland as fuck.
Bro, you bake
just some salt and pepper. You know what I'm saying?
No wonder you're so angry, bro. How you
bake
it on?
I'm actually doing mine. I'm putting it on the smoker. I'm gonna smoke it up.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I smoked a couple of turkeys in my day.
and I'm light skinned. You know that, DJ. I'm light skinned, so I'm gonna season my shit, bro. My shit gonna be seasoned.
TY, what you gonna do, man? What you got going on?
I'm traveling. Me and my family are up in Smithville, Tennessee, at my father's farm here in it's about an hour east of Nashville. So
I thought you was in a Chinese restaurant with that picture in the background. I was like, he had a motherfucking buffet.
This is my mother's. My mother passed away in 2007, but this is kind of her decorated room. So she never. We've not changed it really since 2007. So when I come here, I kind of just sit in this room sometimes. So I decided to do the podcast from here.
Well, rest in peace, Moms. I know you're with us in spirit. I know she's in the room.
Oh yeah, she'd be hooting and hollering if she was here right now.
I was probably gonna feed his family. He's gonna feed his family turkey MREs, and he's that hardcore. They about to be on it, and he ain't gonna let them have the heaters. They gonna eat them shits cold like we did downrange. That's right.
We don't need a rock or nothing to lean it on.
that little rock. They give you the
instructions.
We eat that shit cold. Field strip it down. Put the pound cake in your pocket. Jalapeno cheese spread. Let's go.
What you got going on, Matt?
I mean, my kids are both coming in from college. We're just going to be here, just the four of us this year, which is a little bit different than other years. That's just because, now my kids, they're important. They got stuff to do. Like, I only get a couple days off.
Right.
So we'll bring them in and, we'll probably go see family for Christmas. But it's going to be cool just to have the two of them here and us all hanging out and be kind of like what it was, now it's 10, 12 years ago. When everybody was in the house together. It's a long time, right? I remember those days, man.
Bro, I remember going to your house and hanging out and like they were just, man, all of our kids were just tiny little kids. I remember Sierra like drawing and coloring pictures and shit. Now I'm like, fuck, we're old.
Bro, Cole.
My kids are to the point now to where they're asking me to come to their house for Thanksgiving and Christmas dinner.
Oh, I'm in. I am in. Look, Cole pulls up in the driveway today. He gets out of the truck. And it's cold in Texas. Take that for what you will, people in like Connecticut, okay? But he gets out in his tank top and his shoes and in his pajama pants, and he's like, "Dad, this is my new outfit every day." And I was like, "Really, dude? Pajamas?" So I'm so comfy. But like you can just tell, he just got out the bed, got in the truck, drove down, and what's the first thing he did? He went and laid down when he got here. He's definitely living it, man. He probably had a little too much fun the other day. That's probably what it was.
College life. That's the way it is.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the way it should be, though.
Man, I see some new people. Well, we're on a new time right now. Normally, you guys get me up and out on what is it? Thursday night.
Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday night. But we're doing in the middle of my look. It's in the middle of my Taco Tuesday. Normally I don't break my Taco Tuesday, but I had to break my Taco Tuesday this time because this is the real deal. And
why is this a big deal? We got somebody special on.
You got somebody special on, man. It's a big deal.
I'm always on. I'm always
Okay. Shouts out. Is my girl Julie on again this week?
She's
Julie
on.
Hey Julie, what's up? I see you. Hey, Julie's back in the house. She says you got us all
Julie,
surround.
stick around for the UK versus Louisville picks. You're going to be shocked.
Yeah. Man, so hey, I feel like we should not wait.
So there's my boy. Matt remembers him. That's Mark Gomez is on. I just hit him up. He actually works currently for the Border Patrol. So he's a combat corpsman, a bunch of air combat medals. Like the dude was legit. We worked together in Gulfport. He's on the podcast watching. That's my homie right there, bro. Mark was the man. So.
Yeah.
He told me about some Border Patrol guy. He was testing me back. They found out he was a serial killer.
So, what were you saying, Scott? What do we got going on today?
Well, I'm not. I don't want to be the one. I don't want to be the one to break open the big Christmas gift, man. You know what I mean? I'm not one that I wait till everybody else open up their presents and stuff, and I sit back and watch. And I kind of open mine up on the end. So I'm gonna let y'all do it. I'm just happy to be in the building right now, man.
Yeah,
that's just where I'm at right now.
Well, I mean, today's a special day for us. You know, we started this with a journey to just talk to people and see what their stories are, see how things have gone for them from getting out, or look at their history. And we're fortunate today to talk to someone that's lived a life in service to his country and his communities, right? There's not very many people that can say they defended their country downrange, but they also defended their country where it mattered the most, on the border. And so today we get to talk to the author of the book that's right there behind Mr. Scott Blake. Mr. Vincent Rocco Vargas is with us today. Welcome to the podcast, sir. Thank you for joining us. We are honored to have you. You can't hear? There's probably a lot of noise. We'll keep introducing him while he's fixing the sound, but I can't hear him. You can't hear us? Nope, he'll be back. He's gonna come back in. So just so everybody knows, this guy was an Army Ranger.
That's probably why he can't. That's probably why he can't figure out the sound, the technical shit. That he was in the Army. He needs Ty to come over to the house and hook it up.
Yeah, he had a guy for that. He got a guy for that. Yeah. Better?
There we go.
There we go.
I have a guy for these things.
Yeah, you're a door kicking knuckle dragger, bro. That ain't what you do. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Yeah. Mid beginning intro, it just stopped working. So I just thought maybe you guys muted me, and I was like, all right.
Yeah. Well, thank you for coming on. We appreciate it. So we were just letting everybody know, served in the Army, originally from California, right?
Yep.
And served in the Border Patrol, and you got a new book out now. And before we get into learning a bit about you, how's that been going, the release of the book? Has it been, I know it's a whirlwind. We were talking a little bit about it.
Yeah, I was really happy to see a lot of people support it, like a lot of people in the community I didn't expect. I went into this with just I'm going to promote the fuck out of it. And can I cuss, right?
Oh, man, you can do what you want to do, man.
No, fuck, you can't. My kids are Rocco, man. You know what I'm
saying? Who's going to tell you not to, Rock? Who's going to tell you not to, man?
So I kind of didn't expect much from anyone. Just if you support me, I'd appreciate it. And I felt like a lot of people came out to support it. So it felt good. We were climbing at #1 on Amazon in a few different categories, which is pretty cool. Tomorrow I find out if we, made the New York Times best-selling authors list. I don't think we did. I think we might have just been short a little bit, but it is what it is, man. The goal of the book was to be a voice for those who don't have one, man. And so I felt good about that. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. Well, we already know it's going to be on that list tomorrow, as it should be. Yeah. It's an important story. I know some of our guys here have been listening to it. I'm more a traditional guy reading it, but I mean, what I've read so far, and I know what they've told me they've heard.
Got a college degree. Congratulations, big
coming from another door kicker. It's okay, dude. You were good at one thing: kick that bitch and hide. And you were like, "Cool, I got it." Yeah, man. But so yeah, we're excited to have you. We like to start everything off a little bit. Here's our guy Sean Sant. We were talking about earlier.
Yep.
That we were talking about. Now he's got that big red beard kicking. It's good to see him again.
Irish guard gnome looking motherfucker.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about go back a little bit towards your journey to get into the military, and then what's brought you up to today. If you want to share just a little bit, much as there.
Yeah. I just grew up in Los Angeles, California. I guess the synopsis of all that is that my father had me playing sports at a young age to kind of avoid getting into gangs. We grew up in the gang era. There was gangs in throughout where we grew up, and you either was in a gang or in sports or something. So I did sports. I played some ball, went to college, played some more ball, eventually became academically ineligible and had to make a choice what I was going to do with my life. At the time when the war was happening, it kicked off. I had a daughter, and my decision to join the military was to see it firsthand. So I joined with a Ranger contract and wanted to kind of just do my duty for country, as well as hopefully make my daughter proud and make money for her. And, fast forward, I made Ranger Battalion and did 3 tours of active duty, got off, and then went into the civilian side. And at the same time, I went into the reserves and served as well. So I'm not sure how far you want me to go.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I've heard you on a couple of other shows, and I've been listening. I thought it was interesting that in the middle of you trying to get into the Border Patrol, they sent you where it all begins, and you were a drill sergeant for a little bit, right?
Yeah. So it's funny. I got off active duty and right away signed a contract to be a drill sergeant in the reserves, and that was really to kind of safeguard my career. I wanted to, if I had to get activated, it wasn't gonna get overseas. I was ready to kind of just live the life with the family and the kids. And I got my, I went and got my hat and badge in like 2008. And so didn't think I was really going to get activated ever. Then all of a sudden I get into the Border Patrol. And then within 1 year of getting in the Border Patrol, they're like, hey, surprise, motherfucker, boom, you're activated. And fuck. And then
like, activated for what? Where am I going? What are you talking about?
I was hoping it was Benny because I'm an infantry dude, right? And they say, no, Fort Sill. I'm like, what the fuck? So it completely tripped me out. But, yeah, so like as I'm trying to get my career started in the Border Patrol, and I'm excited and I'm the new guy, all of a sudden I have to explain to them like I'm also in the reserves and I just got activated to go serve, dude. So yeah, I went to go do that.
Wow. So you still wear the hat around the house? Let everybody know what's up?
No, I have it in a little little thing, and I put it in the garage.
Bro, if I had that hat, I would walk into my bedroom with my wife, nothing on, just a hat like, hooray, rats, bitch!
It don't work. It don't work in my marriage because my wife's dad was a tech sergeant in the Air Force, and so she don't want nothing to do with this shit.
Right.
Wow, that's crazy. Man. So, growing up playing ball. So I know that you were trying to play ball in Kentucky, right? That's where you joined out of. Two good soldiers came out of Kentucky. Well, 3. Willis is on the podcast. 2 Ty's originally from Kentucky. Okay. So that's a thing. And I read in your book, there's a distinction.
There it is.
Between you and my son was born the day you joined the Army.
Oh, really?
Yeah, October 16, 2003.
Yeah, that's DNHS. Cool. Is it really your son? Do we even know that shit for
Dude,
sure?
He's really tall.
Shit, bro.
I was thinking about that one day, but if I did try to deny him in court, they'd make me pay double child support. No shit. They'd be like, you're whatever, double to that guy. I'm like, damn. Definitely mine. But I was like, oh, look at that. So you joined the Army on National Bosses Day.
Is that
I guess there's a semblance. Yeah.
Shit.
So going through and being in the military, that's a thing altogether. But, what are some of your takeaways from doing that and coming out, looking back now? We talk to a lot of people that are separating from the service, and a lot of people that maybe are in and they're trying to figure out what's next. So if you could give advice to someone on that separation, what would you tell them to kind of look at on their way out?
Yeah, man, like Ranger Battalion was probably the most exciting time of my life, the most thrilling and kind of dangerous, and then being a drill sergeant was the most rewarding. But I learned a lot from both of those. I learned a lot about myself. And so, what I tell people is we chase titles sometimes, chase to being a ranger, chase being a drill sergeant, chase being whatever. And those titles sometimes they kind of own us, and it becomes our identity. And that's kind of a hollow or a shallow way of looking at it. The truth is that even though we chase these titles, it takes hard work to achieve them. And so in my head, what I like to tell people is like, whatever you accomplish in the military, whatever those titles are that you're holding on to, let go of that. Remember the hard work it took to get there, because that's the hard work it'll take to get anywhere. And in saying that is like, whatever we did in the military, the perseverance, the facing hard things, the all those challenges, it's no different than doing that in the real world, in the civilian side, and trying to be just as successful. We just have to see it in a whole different mission and realize that I did it once, I could do it again. And that's kind of what I've continued to do in my career is I look at a new goal or a new mission and I say, okay, it takes hard work and let's get it. And that's what I've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, you did a lot coming out of the military. If you've seen a lot of, you went from being in the military to being a corrections officer. So I heard a couple of funny stories you told about those days of going, are you kidding me? Like there's nothing, that's crazy. Like the one that made you kind of decide to leave. I was laughing the whole time you were telling the story, even though it's not funny, but I was like, oh my goodness,
the fight.
This guy. Yeah. The fight. He was like, oh my man.
Yeah. The 2 cellies who were dressed like fucking ninjas. It was like insane, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Well, tell me this, V. When you decided that you were going to write a book or tell a story or tell your story, you know what I mean? What motivated you to do that? To actually sit down and put your thoughts together to say, you know what, this is what I want to put out. This is how I want to do it.
Yeah, I've been a writer for a long time, and like a self-proclaimed writer. I write journals all the time. I write stories. I write books. I write blogs. But this was a very strategic move for me. I'm in Hollywood, and as anyone in Hollywood always fears like the day they want to cancel them. You know what I mean? And this subject alone is very controversial in our world. It's a divisive topic, and it doesn't need to be, but it is, right? And so for me, I got really frustrated in watching the Border Patrol get demonized by the media. I got very frustrated with people saying these derogatory fucking comments towards them. And knowing my position in Hollywood, knowing my position, my status with like the military and law enforcement and social media, kind of like I have a platform. And I feel like I wasn't serving my country anymore. And how can I continue to serve in some way and still, bring value to society? Because I question all the time what I'm doing in film and television. Am I bringing value to society? Am I making this place a better place or not? And someone who served the country their whole life, it's kind of hard to step away from that. So I found I can still serve in other ways. And writing this book to me was almost a form of service to my brothers and sisters who serve today.
Got you. Okay. That's good.
It's similar to us, Scott. This podcast is kind of what we do, right? It's our contribution back to the community that raised us, right? Like we were all raised in the military, and I spent majority of my adult life serving this country and doing whatever the things that we did were. So it is a big deal that's what you're doing, right? You're still trying to give back. And it's impressive, right? Because I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do as well.
Yeah. I look at it and say, well, like when I was listening to your story and stuff, I know that there is kind of like a double-edged sword on that, right? Because being from Hispanic, right? Being Hispanic, and then you're trying to prevent people who look from you coming into a country where, like you said, you're enjoying these freedoms. They're coming to not. I think we can go all over with it, because there's a whole lot of ways that you can go with it. But just knowing that, preventing somebody who looks like you, right, from coming over here because they're trying to have a better life, no matter how they're trying to get it or how they're trying to do it, that has to be in a hard part, right, to be that person that is either going to be like, all right, man, you're good or not. They're like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? I know you got a whole lot of that. Like, come on, bro. What's up, bro?
Yeah, you get it a lot. And I think that's the complexity of what this job is and the misconception of it. It's not easy to do that. You know what I mean? I'm a human being with a heart and I have empathy towards people. But at the same time, like you have to look through it in a lens of both the duality of Homeland Security and immigration. And you tell me what a terrorist looks like.
Right.
Like we can't differentiate that in person. I just have to stop everyone I possibly can because you never know who's that outlier who's out to hurt us.
Right.
And you have to see it. And at the same time, it's like, I'm doing my job and they're doing theirs. It's like in prison. Like for me, it's like you inmates will do inmate shit and I'll do corrections officer shit. You know what I mean? If I catch you, it is what it is. Right. And the same thing out there is like, I'm gonna do my job and you do yours. If you get away, you did your job better than me that day. Right. But no matter what, once I put hands on someone, it was never out of malice or anger. It was just kind of like stop. And right there you de-escalate and you just investigate and then you just process, right? And so there's a very human aspect to this job that most people don't understand. And, my grandmother did come here illegally. I talk about it in the book, which makes the conversation that more fascinating.
Right.
Like, if a white guy wrote this book, it probably wouldn't have gone over as well.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's just
for sure. No, that's true.
But
Peachy Weddles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This half Mexican, half Puerto Rican whose grandmother came illegally really made the conversation interesting for people to listen to. Like, what the fuck's he got to say? And for me, it was just my grandmother came here for opportunity and she invested back into this country. And who am I to turn my back on that same idea? My goal is to continue to pursue that dream and give my kids the same opportunity. And anyone who comes to the country, I hope they see it the same way. I hope they see to invest back into this country that has afforded them the opportunity to have this, right? And so we live in a really weird time where even Americans born here, you know, in a position of privilege, turn their back on America. But it's like, wait, but you have the audacity to do that when you were born with the fucking lottery ticket of being an American. People are dying at the border trying to enter this country. I don't see no motherfuckers running south.
Right. You're right.
So
very true.
So they sit there and have this discussion because it's the cool and hip thing to do, right? It's almost like it's virtual signaling in a sense, but realistically, they're not sitting back and understanding like we are very lucky to be here, and we have these opportunities where we can speak against our own nation. We can question it and not get, you know, decapitated or hung. You know what I mean? So we do have this freedom that most people want, and the people that are here sometimes take it for granted. And so I wrote it in a way to explain that, like, you guys sit there and question me why I do what I do, but I'm protecting this nation, but I also know the complexities of immigration, and most don't because they've never lived it like I have.
Yep. And I would tell you one thing that you did that was genius in doing this book and writing this book, and for me being in my car listening to it, is the way that you explain and you broke things down, right? Because you had a lot of times people just tell a story, right? But you don't really understand. But you did a very good job of breaking down why these things are important, and to make people get information and make them educated on what the Border Patrol was, what their job was to do, what the duties are, what, you know what I mean? There was so much information where I was in my car and I'm riding, I got these long rides. I'm like, man, bro, I never thought about it like that. You were breaking it down. I'm like, yo, this shit's good. And before I know it, I'm like, chapter 16. I'm like, oh, damn, I've been listening to this thing for a while, man. But it was good. So I really appreciate the way you did that. So for anybody who's out there looking to listen or get information, Mr. Vargas, you did an outstanding job of explaining why things are and how things happen. So I just want to give you some thumbs up for that, my man.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yep. I was going to ask one thing though, in reading your book and then hearing you talk in other places, I'm curious, and I don't know how much, you know, you've thought about it, and I'm sure you have. We talk about the border as a place where we need help, right? We need Border Patrol agents. We need people down there to help protect the border, and especially now more than ever because so much is happening. But I found it interesting that it takes so long to become a Border Patrol agent. Whereas, like, you know, I can go see the recruiter today, you know, 6 months later you're in boot camp, and then even like you said in you know, other places I've heard, like a year later you're deploying. Like, I'm serving my country and it took no time. But it took 2 years to get in the Border Patrol. It takes another couple of years to get where you got to go. I mean, isn't there something we can do to help them get people a little bit quicker? Or is that amount of time what it really takes to get someone to be ready for that job?
You know, it's not about, the damn Mark's all over this shit.
So, well, Mark, hey, Rocco, that's my boy, Mark. He was a combat man.
And I want, you know what?
And he's in the Border Patrol now.
Yeah, I'm going to address something he said about a narrative, and we'll talk about that later. So pull that comment up in a little bit, but let me answer that. So my situation of 2 years might be in extreme condition. There's multiple people who've had 2 years hiring because at one point it was a mass influx. What gets pinned up is your background investigation and man, my hand looks fat, bro. I'm all like, damn.
Camera angle.
The camera angle.
I need a hand double in here, bro. You can make me insecure. But so the background investigation as well as the lie detector test, those are the two that take a long time. Now, I used to have a top secret clearance with SCI, so it seems that seemed to take longer when they started digging into that. And then once they got that done, I never had to take the lie detector test. So at one point, the Border Patrol was hiring people within 6 months, dude. So the background is really what takes the most out of all of it. And once you can kind of get past that background, then game on. It's on. So if you're in the streamlined process, at one point there was a streamlined process. If you're passing everything, you're pumping in there with 6 months and you're in. You know what I mean? But I had several issues because one, I had to go to drill sergeant school in the middle of the hiring process, and two, freaking when I got back, the TS clearance kind of made things go slower. It seems like because of the deep TS clearance for the military, it took longer for them to do the background. So it's just different per person, you know. But I mean, think of once you're done with that, then you have 6 months at the academy.
Yeah.
That's like, that shit was long, dog. I was like, this is crazy, bro. I should get a degree for this shit, you know?
Yeah, right. But you described a whole bunch of things you have to go through in that, right? You got to learn language. You got to learn how to track. You got to learn how to drive the vehicle. You got to learn all the laws of like, talk to this person, not that person. This is this law. This is this rule. So there is a lot to learn to do that. I just thought it was interesting, the work up to that academy so long, but that makes sense, right?
Yeah. Hiring process is a hiring process. If you do that for the fire department, the police department, all those kind of public servants, they're very similar, 6 months to a year, depending. Mine took 2 years because of my situation was kind of different, but it's not uncommon for it to take that long as well for others. So it's just, everything's different. And it really depends on the kind of time of year and how the mass influx of agents happen. But that's not so much the issue right now. The issue is it's a narrative. Let me see that narrative thing. Let me see that. Yeah. So this is cool. So Mark understands it. It's a narrative. And so let me kind of fix this for most people who are probably listening right now. And if you read the book, I talk about this. When we're talking about this subject, it's really divisive. People want to argue about it. The left says one way, the right says the other way. The truth is, the argument actually sits right in the middle of both of those. All right. So we're not going to close the borders completely because that would not make us America. Right. We're a land that allows immigration. That's what we're founded on. Right. And we're a land that has dignity. Right. We're a country with dignity. So we're going to allow these things to happen. So in that sense, there will always be immigration. There will always be legal immigration. The illegal immigration is what we're trying to fix. OK. The illegal immigration is where it causes issues in Homeland Security. So at all times, the duality of this is that you have immigration policy and Homeland Security, and they both have to be met, and they both have to be suffice, meaning they both have to work well. Currently, right now, the system's kind of weird because it's almost like the immigration dial is turned so far open that people are coming in the masses. And because of the mass influx, we don't have the infrastructure to really scan and identify each individual. So then our Homeland Security button is low. So now we have higher risk of a Homeland Security issue because we have the massive influx of illegal immigration.
Yeah.
So this whole thing, like, open the borders. Well, then you don't have a fucking country. So we can't do that either. Right. And so both of those arguments have trying to call, but both of those answers have to be met, and both of the arguments are happening because everyone's emotional about this topic. But like, truly, if they fucking just relax, the answer's right in the middle of that shit, and we have to have good communication discussions to actually, what's the best plan for this, right? And obviously, me, you in this room, we don't fucking change shit. We're not policy makers, but if we can really have the conversation, why I wrote the book, if you could at least understand what the job of a border patrol is, well, then now you have the fucking foundation of one piece of this puzzle. Right. And then we can continue to educate more on other sides of that puzzle.
Yep. See, I told you, man. See how he breaks it down? That's I'm telling you, man. I learned all kind of shit. I wanted to do border patrol, but I don't know no Spanish. And I heard you speaking like one brother in the book because I was looking like, man, he got some brother friends. And I heard, I'm not going to say the name. I want people to read the book, but he does. I know that you got a brother friend that you helps. That help.
Oh, that's my boy Smitty, bro. My boy Smitty. He's right down the street from me right now.
Does he know Spanish?
He knows about the same as I do. Did you not?
Oh shit!
You don't have to be great at Spanish, but you
got to know enough to survive.
Yeah. You got to be working Spanish.
I can make it, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you, Scott. Hey, the reason when I first retired, I was going to join the wildlife fishing game because they didn't have a polygraph. I was like, I'm a little nervous about asking about, like, did you ever smoke? Like,
bro.
I was like, that fucking polygraph scared the shit out of me.
You ain't the only one, bro. I've seen really, really good dudes not make it. I was like, shit. Like, bro. I feel like I'm a good dude, but I'm not a great dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember.
The sheriff's department said a polygraph. I was like, what else can I fucking do? I was like,
yeah.
Oh,
I heard you talking on one podcast about that very topic of like going, there's a guy. There was a story you guys told about a guy or two people were having to go take the polygraph, and one guy, you guys are like, that guy that always says stuff, and you're like, he's bullshitting all the time. They're like, that dude was like, it was easy, but the other guy, he was like, oh shit, it was the hardest thing ever. I was fucked, right? Because he's like, oh my god, like just the simple thought of like you were saying.
The nerves alone. Yeah. The nerves alone of like, they're going to ask you some weird ass shit. Or what if they're going to think about the time I saw ice cream when I was in 6th grade? Like all that weird.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro. So that's weird. But I've actually had some good conversations with some good dudes who do polygraphs, and like it's not as crazy. If they got some dirt, we'll find it, blah, blah, blah. So
yeah.
Just be honest on it.
You fucking
It's
buy
better
one,
just to lay it all out, right?
Kia
That'd
Coke,
probably go.
Yeah, one Kia Coke and one hooker, and now I can't be a Border Patrol agent. This is bullshit.
Don't you want the guy that has experience in this?
Right.
I know what to look for.
I know what the business tastes like. You know what I'm saying?
I was undercover. What are you talking about? Yeah, man, that's funny, dude. That's funny. So, Ty, you want to go? We at the midpoint of the show, we pay the bills real quick, and then we can come back and get more into the book. And there's a couple of other areas like the Borstar, Bortac. I'm very interested to hear more of the story of how you brought those two together, because that's a very interesting topic for sure. But if you want, Ty, we can go pay those bills and come right back.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we're live in effect with our man Vincent Rocco Vargas, Big Poppy in the building, y'all.
Get ready to groove to the electrifying sounds of DJ Royal T, the maestro of mixing who knows how to turn any event into an unforgettable dance sensation. Royal T Entertainment is here to bring you the ultimate musical experience, straight from the ones and twos, in your ears and through your body to activate them dancing shoes. Get ready to sweat, party, and have a good time while your DJ needs are being blazed by none other than me, DJ Royal T. I have spent years crafting together a DJ entertainment empire that promises a customized blend of musical tracks, mix and mastery, and top quality sound, all while providing a vibrant ambiance to accommodate any of your DJ needs. Royalty Entertainment Services is your premier one-stop shop for top-tier musical entertainment, and is hosted by yours truly. For more information, reservations, and booking, feel free to look around the website at godjroyalty.com. I am DJ Royalty, and this has been another Royalty Entertainment production. Yeah.
Got Your Six Culture is a veteran-owned t-shirt company that's making a powerful impact, one t-shirt at a time. These guys are simply badass. Whether you're a proud veteran or a family member or a patriot at heart, you're going to find the perfect tee that speaks directly to your soul. But wait, there's more. When you shop at Got Your Six Culture, you're not just supporting veterans, you're supporting American small business. You're also supporting the dream of veteran-owned small businesses around the world, and these guys put heart and passion into everything through designing all their t-shirts right here in the USA, ensuring you have top-notch quality in every design that you purchase. Show your appreciation for veterans and first responders today, and head over to gotyoursixculture.com and browse their amazing collection of products. And guess what? Our friends at Got Your Six have a badass treat special for our listeners. Use the code TRIPLETHREAT at checkout and get an exclusive 15% discount on your purchase. So show your support for our heroes of country and community. Shop at gotyoursixculture.com right now. And don't forget to use the code TRIPLETHREAT at checkout for an additional 15% off. Hashtag same flag, same oath.
You've served your country. Let us serve you. Buying a home can be a stressful process. At Veteran Mortgage Solutions, we have decades of experience qualifying your benefit income and making it part of your credit profile. We help veterans obtain mortgages at great rates with better terms. This is our dedication to America's warfighters.
And we're back.
And we're back. So, real quick, Ty, I got to know what Sarah Cobb means by she wants to hear Ice Ice Baby. Does that mean you're putting on a performance or what?
We were listening to the book in the car on the way up. So, Ice Ice Baby is your Battle Buddy's favorite song. I think yours is
was it? It's a song.
Cyndi Lauper. Yeah, Cyndi Lauper, right. So yeah, I think she wants to hear Ice Ice Baby. Maybe we can make that happen later.
Well, hey, what song was that by Cyndi Lauper? I can't remember out of the top.
Time After Time.
Yeah, Time After Time. That's what.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Damn, bro, mine's It's Raining Men. I'm in the Navy. It's Raining Men is like my fucking go-to.
Yeah. Time After Time is a serious song, bro.
Sure.
That's a badass. I can't imagine you singing that shit, but that probably would kill the crowd, man. And here it is, Rocco Vargas singing Time After Time. You're like, what the hell? They come out there and rip his damn shirt off. Time after time. I'll pay to see that shit live, man.
I forget.
We'll have to do that at the book signing.
Yeah, I forgot to put that in the book, bro. I'm sweating right now.
Oh yeah, I love to see that shit right there, man.
Are you Rocco? Are you in Houston area? Or are you still living in Cali?
No, we live in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, you're in the Dallas area. Okay, nice.
Yeah. We just moved there about 6 months ago.
Nope, I still live in Florida. I want to move to Texas, but I got a bad credit score. They ain't gonna let me buy no fucking houses and shit. I'm trying,
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm coming, Matt. I'm coming, bro.
Yeah.
If DeSantis leaves us, I'm out this motherfucker, bro.
Your daddy, if he leaves, you got to go?
My daddy's gone. I'm going with him.
Come on over to Texas.
Funny.
We'll take care of you out here.
I'll be in Houston for the book signing at least. I'll get to, spend a little time there.
There you go.
Yeah.
You be there?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive. I'm gonna drive in from. I live in Pensacola area, so I'm gonna drive. It's only like an 8-hour drive. No wife, no kids, bro. It's just peaceful as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
until they all say they want to go
some Backstreet Boys in the truck, little Backstreet Boys.
My wife might show up. We're just talking about scheduling right now. How we can figure that out because I'm flying in from South Carolina. They're going straight there, so it's a little bit of crazy.
Yeah. So I know your schedule's pretty crazy, man. I mean, now with this book coming out, I know you've done Hollywood stuff, been in movies and stuff. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling celebrity stylish right now, or are you feeling more so now that you've got this book out, or when you were doing movie stuff, or are you just the same old guy?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about any of that shit, bro. It's all fake.
I like it.
I think I've seen a lot of people lose themselves to that world of like just excited about people knowing them. It's not here nor there, bro. My goal in life is God, family, and country, and I don't get a big head about any of this shit. I genuinely try and put out things that I want to be proud of, and I'm just like I'm a fucking very weird soul where I want to create more and make impacts through messaging. And like I said, I want this book to be a New York Times bestselling book so that I can write more and people pick them up too, right? For the sake of I know how people buy, they'll see it, buy it. But like if it doesn't affect me. I don't give a shit. I'll write another book no matter what. But the fame and all that stuff, you losing that privacy sometimes is a little frustrating. But I love that people who support me. I love like meeting people on the street. Like I love what you. Like, it feels good, bro, to know that you're doing things that inspire, motivate, entertain, and I enjoy that side of it. But I don't give two fucks about it.
Yeah. That's honest.
I will tell you, by the way, speaking of acting, I know that you posted a movie on Facebook here recently. It's like, hey, go check this out. Or it was Instagram, one of the two. And my wife saw the link. She started watching the movie, the one with the little girl and you, and like watching. And my wife is watching this movie. And I think like 10 times, she's like, that asshole. I'm going to cry through the whole fucking thing. I was like, you chose to watch it. She was like, he was really convincing. He said, it's good. You should go see it. Now I'm like, shit. I'm about to cry again. I was like, well, that means it's a good movie.
Yeah. That's a movie called Lucy Shimmers and the Prince of Peace. It's a faith-based film.
Yeah, nice.
I mean, look, it's actually anyone listening to this right now, go watch that because it's a good film. Yeah. And we didn't even know how we did it, but it went ridiculously viral on TikTok. It had like something like 12 billion views on TikTok.
Wow.
Yeah, and so it's a cool film. It's just another project we did. I'm super proud of.
Yeah. She's really into it. She was like, I'm gonna cry. I was just laughing at her all day because she's in there just every time I'd walk in, she's like, "Oh, again." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna."
I'm shocked because you're normally the punk in your family. I figure you'd be crying like you normally the soft motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Johnson household, you know.
The crazy part is, man, I'm probably the worst one, man, because you know, like I was telling Matt the other day, when I did the ceremonial guard, right, and I had to do all those funerals and stuff like that, I wasn't allowed to show any emotion. So now, man, I was on the airplane one time with my wife, and we were watching this military movie, bro. And I don't know what the hell happened. I started getting hot, tears start swelling up, and I'm in the plane. I'm getting pissed because I don't want to cry on the plane with all these people on there. But the more I try to stop it, the worse it got, man. I was like, oh shit, what's happening right now? So I already know I'm gonna have to watch the movie by myself. I'm gonna be up there crying and shit like a little bitch. And I don't like it, but it's just part of shit that we got to deal with.
That's why you wear sunglasses everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
nobody knows, bro.
He says it's migraines. He just wants you to know that he's a very emotional guy. That's funny, man. So I do want to just go into a little bit before we get to to some of the things that Scott's got planned for over there with DJ. If you don't mind talking a little bit about BORTAC, BORSTAR, what those two programs do, and then kind of how they both came together and how you were instrumental in putting that together, because I think that's a very interesting part of what you write about as well.
Yeah, so and BORTAC are the two well-known special operations units. My daughter, sorry. My wife. They're the two special operations units in the Border Patrol. One of them is BORSTAR, is Border Patrol Search, Trauma, and Rescue. That was the unit that I was in. We were the kind of like the pararescue jumpers of the Border Patrol. We're medics, high-level medics. We do all kinds of different rescue, from swiftwater rescue, long line rescue, search and rescue, any kind of medical intervention. We have paramedics, we have austere medics, we have EMTs. We have the full gamut of rescue, all we need, and then as well as TAC medics, which is something that I was specifically a part of and in charge of. And then we have BORTAC. BORTAC is our Border Patrol tactical team. They're like our SWAT of the Border Patrol. They pretty much do anything you need that's considered high risk, but as well as, they do disrupt missions to disrupt cartel and trafficking organizations. And so I was attached to them for most of my career as their medic because of my military background. The kind of what you were insinuating in the fact that I kind of helped bring them together was, I'm a big part of blending the teams, in the sense there was a handful of us who were medics, but we had tactical backgrounds, and we're like, dude, we should be integrated into your system better, and you should trust the medics, because before that, BORTAC would have a medic in a vehicle and they'd kind of sit there with their med pack while BORTAC was doing their mission. And that didn't make sense for me, because I'm like, oh, I've never gone on a mission without a medic. My medics usually buy me this and that. Baby,
that's so awesome.
Is he good? It's all right.
Real life, baby, it's all good.
So then, the whole thing was, well, how do I trust, how do I get them to trust me as a medic? And eventually I just told them, I was like, bro, I have a ton of combat experience, and most of the dudes in the room at that time didn't. And I was like, trust me, you want me on the objective, put us on the objective. And as they started to practice and do that, it started to work really well. But we started working really well synergetically, like it just worked. And as that happened, there was other medics that were kind of like doing the same, like me too. And we all started kind of jumping in, and so I wrote the SOP for BORSTAR to be able to integrate into BORTAC. BORTAC's SOPs were created by a ranger. So there were 2nd Ranger Battalion SOPs for entering, clearing rooms. Well, I'm a fucking 2nd Ranger Battalion fucking infantry dude. So and so all I did was take those SOPs, put them into the BORSTAR SOPs for tactical medicine, and started to teach medics how to do freaking all the basics of patrolling. And so when I introduced basic patrolling, well, now what my goal was to psychologically convince BORTAC that they trusted a medic to be on the team with them, because they knew all the tactics. And so that's what we started to implement. And eventually, now it's like a fully integrated team. They do really well together, and I think they're stronger than ever. Yeah. I'll say this here in years. This is the first time I'm probably saying this publicly, but I think BORTAC and BORSTAR can hands down go toe-to-toe with any 3-letter agency special operations team you can think of. I think they can outshoot. I think they can out-track. I think they can they're fucking incredible, but no one really talks about them. And that was my purpose, to highlight them through this book, to be like, yo, if you're a special military and you want to jump out and do something different, jump to this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see that, like, when you look at that book and you start reading it, I mean, you said it a lot. Even Scott was saying it. There's things that you read in that book And I think one of the biggest ones that I found is like discerning the difference between what the Border Patrol actually is there to do versus what you see on TV you think they do, because all they do is show the guys in the uniforms down there walking around with everybody. But we don't realize, one thing I've heard you talk a little bit about is like they put the Border Patrol in that part of people that house them in places. And you were like, no, we don't do that. Like, we're only there to keep them from crossing. But then once that happens, it goes somewhere else. And so it's just one of those things where it's just all thrown there. And you guys are the ones, you guys are like the stepchildren. We're going to get all the blame and none of the credit for saving lives and keeping the country safe. And I think it's amazing that people are going to get to learn about that for sure.
Yeah, it was just, that's part of like why I was frustrated. They would call us border control. I'm like, who the fuck? That doesn't even exist in our terminology, right? But it was just, it was fouled up language, right? And then, you know, to call us the customs. Some guy was yelling at me on the internet saying that, you know, the Border Patrol abused my mom at the port of entry. I'm like, we don't work at the port of entry. That's some customs. The argument, he was so heated, he didn't want to hear that, right? And if he heard that, he'd be like, oh, well, maybe I don't understand completely. Like, you don't, let me help you. Like, I'm not here to fight with people. I'm here just to educate. And that's the thing. Like, that's, the book will fulfill many roles. The book will fulfill many roles, as in, one, it'll educate. Two, it'll inform. It'll help with recruiting. It'll also give a voice to those who don't have one. And so I'm very proud of the fact that even though I used my story, I was trying to write it in a way where it wasn't saying like how cool Vince Vargas was. Just say like, here's through my eyes, and then here's some cool stories that happen throughout it, so you can see kind of like the depth and the complexities of the career field.
Yeah, the way I got it was like, the way you explained it was like this. All right, I can kick your ass, right, and tell you about the shit that I've done. But let me break this shit down for you and give you the educated shit so I don't have to kick your ass. So let me educate you on what we do first and tell you that I do know how to kick some ass and do some shit. But just in case you're a little bit confused, let me educate you over here real quick and let you understand what we do. So I got that. My Uncle Doug was the chief of police in El Paso. And I remember I went to El Paso one time and he was just telling me about stuff that he's seen in being in the police and stuff like that close to El Paso. And he was just telling me like a lot of people try to come across over there, and there's like a lot of people that would drown, and he would see families and stuff drowning that, oh man, it was crazy. And I was like, wow. So I always, when I heard it, I always kind of had some kind of visualization of what was going on, but I never really got a full understanding of how and why. But then, so listening to the book, I was like, oh, okay. Now I see it. I was able to get it, man. So there's a whole lot of reasons why this was so important. There's a whole lot of reasons why I was so excited about getting the information, meeting you. It was a whole lot of things that tied into it, man. But I would tell anybody who's listening, anybody who's watching, if you ever had in your mind what you thought that the Border Patrol was or what you thought it was, you don't have a clue unless you get the real information from a man who was there, been there and done it.
Yep.
I would say that for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well,
let me throw this comment up here. This is from Sean Sant. I'm going to put you on solo there, Rocco. This is from Sean Sant. I just want to put out that very few people are what they say they are. Rocco is that. When I was in Crazy Camp, he was in. He was put in. You know what I'm talking about. In 2017, he reached out on Drinking Bros and asked for anyone willing to speak at my treatment facility. Minutes later, that's what I do. Sent me his number and it was on. Unfortunately, the military blocked me and I was unable. I was a resident, but the fact that he did what he said and earned my respect nonstop, and I'll tell anyone who asks, if you listen to any other, anyway. He had another comment where he absolutely talks about, you being legit and real. And shout out to Sean Sant. He's definitely a friend of the podcast. Love that motherfucker, bro. That's my rider. Sure. That's my dude. If he gets recalled to some shit, I'm coming back in with you, bro. I'm not as fast as I once was. My knees ain't what they once were, but I could probably still hit a door and pop up a bad guy if we need to. I got you, Sean.
Hey, you're
too old out here, bro.
Yeah, and then Sarah Cobb asked about the veteran program, which is something else I wanted to ask you about. She said it looks really awesome, and she'd like to hear more about that. So can you explain to everybody what that program is? And
yeah, it's kind of complicated because I've been it's going through growing pains and trying to really make it the best thing possible. So veteran essentially was just kind of a positive play on words to help give veterans a positive, apparel line because everything out there wasn't, in the messaging side that I was comfortable wearing myself, right? So I created Veteran, and Veteran's kind of like, trying to get veterans to be better, just be the best version of themselves. And so from that, I kind of grew into the Light the Fuse. So I wrote the book Light the Fuse, and that was kind of my transition book. I kind of gave the world of how I kind of figured out my little life through my transition. And so I started Light the Fuse mentorship program, which eventually turned to accountability program, which now is also men's retreats. And so the goal of it all is how do I, you ready for this? We got time?
No, yeah, we're good, brother.
I'm going to break this down the way I see things. So like all those years of everyone talking about Veteran 22 and everything, in the messaging side of the world, that's actually kind of negative messaging. We're talking about the negative aspect of the veterans and not a positive. And so if we want to combat suicide is the topic, right? We have to stop addressing suicide, which is the final product, right? The worst scenario. Instead, we have to focus on mitigating suicide. And how do you mitigate suicide? Well, you teach people how to live a better lifestyle. So areas of our life that that are kind of the main stressors, finances, relationships, traumas, alcohol, so on and so forth, right? So if those top 5 if you Google what are the top 5 reasons why anyone would succumb to their own injuries, you would address those first. And so what we do is we address those areas first. We help people fix their finances. We help them fix their relationships. We help them with their drinking issues. We help them heal their traumas, and we help them fix pain. And so when you're able to teach people how to live a healthier lifestyle, well, then you've given them tools to manage when life doesn't go as we planned, because life is life, shit happens. And so my goal with the Light the Fuse program and the Veteran program is to be able to introduce people to different modalities of healing and different pathways to healing stressors in our life that could potentially lead to the worst case scenario. So now we're cutting off the path to that because we're teaching people how to live healthier, well-rounded lifestyles. And so different approach than what you see, because everyone focuses on the easy target is the worst case scenario. But for me, the hard target, but the only long lasting effects of change would be teaching people how to live better.
Yeah, I think the thing that I've explained on our podcast a little bit too in that arena is, when you're a veteran and you're serving your country and you're doing whatever it is you were trained to do, you go through that entire process and you're celebrated, right? I'm a veteran. I'm keeping America free. I'm doing what I've been trained to do. I'm really, really good at it. And then when you get out, you have that separation from the people you served with, that family that you've built, that bond that you have, and you go ask for help and everybody tells you what's wrong with you. Or this is what you need to do to fix yourself. And a lot of those people are like, I don't understand, because 4 months ago, I was the best in the world and everybody said it was amazing. And now I'm telling you the same thing I told these other people. And now I'm being told there's something wrong with me. And so I think that program that you're doing is just like one of the ones that we support a lot of them here. Get people out there and doing things that they like to do. Get them around like-minded people. Help them see, build that community of people that you served with outside of service, and you'll find that you have a healthy group of people to be around because you're still surrounded by like-minded people. And I just hate hearing that a lot of people all the time, their frustration is, why is everybody trying to fix me, right? Like, I mean, there's nothing wrong with me. Sometimes I just want to let it out. Can I just tell you what I'm thinking?
Right.
But most people in the civilian world, if you do that, they're like, we need to call somebody like right now. And it's like, I'm just talking, right? I'm trying to express something. And so I like that you're doing that. I think that's awesome. I heard you talking about it in a couple other places too. And having an accountability program for people is the first step, right? Because we all say how we're going to help someone, but then how are we making sure that you're doing it? Like, what's the step to that? So I thank you for doing that. I appreciate that people have that avenue.
Yeah, thank you.
So
you're badass, man.
Right? So DJ,
what's up, bro?
You want to turn up the heat?
Let's do this, man.
Oh, see, he's even warming up now. He's getting stretched out for it.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Here we go.
Here he comes.
Let's do it, man. Let's get it. Let's get my man Big Rocco in the hot seat. So let me just give you his explanation, Rock, so that you know. Would you like me to call you Rock, Big Poppy? How would you like me to address you in the hot seat?
Go on. I'm good with it all.
All right. Big Rocco Poppy, my man. So I'm gonna ask you 10 questions, right?
Yep.
And you just give them to me how you want to give them to me. If you don't feel like answering them, that's not an answer. You still got to answer it. You can just kind of You can water it down however you want. But I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. You can just be honest, tell me how you feel them, and I'm just gonna shoot them to you. I'm not gonna give you anything else. All right. So we're gonna start it off like this, like I normally do. Rocco, give me your top 5 music groups of all time.
Jesus, music groups of all time. Boyz II Men, first thing came to mind. Linkin Park, System of the Down, Cypress Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Man, another group, Beastie Boys.
Okay, I like the way you did that. So far, you surpassed that better than anybody that I've seen do it. But I expected that from you because that's just the type of guy you are. For you, my man, when it comes to surrounding yourself around people, would you rather? What means more to you, loyalty or respect?
Loyalty.
Why do you say?
The most important thing we could ever have. I think, I think with good loyalty is respect, and so I think loyalty is the most important thing. Having loyalty in your relationship, loyalty with your friends, loyalty with your kids, loyalty to your God and your country.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, you do a little acting yourself, right? Now, we can reinvent these 2 movies, and you can come back as the Terminator or Rambo. Which one would you rather come back as, the Terminator or Rambo 2023?
Rambo.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a real
Rambo.
dude.
Rambo was a bad dude, man. I'm glad you said that. Okay. Now, here we go. We're going to turn it up a little bit. We're not going to say for what person, because I know you're married to such as myself. But would you rather run uphill to get some ass or run downhill to kick some ass?
Downhill to kick some ass.
My man, that's my dog. I'm telling you, man. I knew this was going to go well. I'm excited, but I know it's going to change when I ask a couple of these other questions. All right. We got 2 of these guys are gone. But if you can bring one back to do an album and to have a conversation, would you bring back DMX or Tupac?
Tupac. Absolutely.
You're fast with it, man. And not only are you fast with it, you're good with it. Okay, so we're going to change it up a little bit. In your opinion, who is better? LeBron James or Michael Jordan?
Michael Jordan, hands down.
God, dog it. Oh, man, this is where we go to a turn. Okay. All right. Rocco, if you didn't join the military, where do you feel like you would be today?
I'd probably be an LA City firefighter. My father was an LA City firefighter. I took the test at 18, passed the written. I missed the oral exam for a baseball game. And I think after that, I should have went right back and tried again. So I'd probably be that, or maybe I would have smartened my ass up and somehow made it back to baseball. Who knows?
Gotcha. Okay. When was the moment, if you can recall, a moment when you realized I fucked up?
I overslept one day in college. That was the day to drop my class that I needed to, and which actually that is how I lost my full ride scholarship. I missed the drop date too late. That grade gave me an F, and it lowered my GPA to lose the scholarship, which actually turned my whole life to what it is today. So it's a good thing, but that was the moment I knew I fucked up.
Damn. Okay. Here we go. When was the last time you cried, bro?
Shit. Easy. It's probably just the other day. My son was watching We Are the Brave, the story about the smoke jumpers who died.
Mm-hmm.
That film eats me alive because to see how he reacted to their death was such an honest reaction to something that I've experienced. And so every time I watch that movie, it makes me a little emotional.
Gotcha. And while I got you kind of in the mush, I know you've seen a lot of things. You've been through a lot of stuff, and you've seen a lot of things that you wish that you didn't see. But in your time serving and time being here, whether it's family, military, friend, whatever, if there was one person that you can bring back and have a conversation with, who would it be?
That's Sergeant Barraza, man. I wrote about the book. That dude, I hope I've made him proud.
Yeah. My man, when you officially came out the hot seat, you did it well. I almost got you. Got warm for you a little bit, but you did it. You, my man. Hey,
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Hey, Vince, I will tell you, man, it was an honor for one to even have you in the hot seat. It was an honor to have you with us, man, as brothers. I feel like your family, man. I hope that you look at us the same, man. This. I got up early this morning and I was just full of energy because I knew I was going to have the opportunity to be in the same presence as somebody, man, who's done such great things as you have, man. To me, you're an American hero, and we appreciate you, man. I hope that your book goes bigger than Jay-Z's albums, man. But I'm just happy that you're here, man. I'm glad you did my bit, and this is going to be a moment in my life as a check mark in my life, or something that was an honor to do, man. So I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
in the words of Nas, fuck Jay-Z.
So real quick, I know we're about to get into the ending part of our show, and I know that you have a lot of things going on where you're at now, busy guy. But I do want to let everybody out there that's watching know December the 2nd, Fulshear, Texas. Rocco's going to be down by us. We're going to be doing a meet the author and a book signing. We have a limited number of books. We've told everybody if you want to pre-order one, I have a link that I can send you. You just have to direct message the Got Your Six page. We will get you a book. Vince will be there to meet you, to talk to you, to say hello, bring your family by. This is a man that everybody should meet. I mean, like I said, Got Your Six is founded on, first responders, veterans. Our tagline is same flag, same oath. And Vince, I'm telling you, there's nobody I could think of that has done that, right? Like we said in the beginning, like you served your country overseas and you protected your country at the border. If that's not defending both sides of the flag, right, I don't know what is. And so I appreciate you coming on. I can't wait to see you in person. I can't wait to meet whoever you bring with you. And I know that anybody and everybody that comes by to meet you on the 2nd is going to be just as impressed as we are today.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys. I'm going to jump out of here and go deal with these kids, but thank you so much. See you soon, huh?
Yeah, thank you.
My man.
See ya.
All right. Damn, bro, that was great.
Yeah. So there it is. So how do you go into the sports picks after that? I mean, honestly, Al's going to brag again because he's probably leading.
Not going to say shit. No, I'm not. I think me and Ty are still tied once again.
No, man, that guy, he's amazing. I can't wait to meet him in person. Just like we said, if you're down in the area, you got to come down and see that. As everybody can tell, he's a guy. He's going to tell you how it is, right?
Yeah.
He probably went to Don Massey school and didn't even know it. He tells you like the TI is.
Anybody wants? I'm driving from Florida through a bunch of different states, and I don't know, but I'm driving through states. Just hit me up. We'll carpool. Hop in the back of the truck. It'll be like the Border Patrol when we pull up at a Home Depot and people hop in, you take them to the house, they build the shit. I got you. Hop in the truck. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Willis, I saw you, my man. I will. I'll make sure that you get one sent over, bud. We'll wrap after this. I'll make sure that we get you taken care of.
Mark said, "Excellent. Hey, love you, brother, man. I got to give you a call, Mark. It's been too long, bro.
My man, Mark.
I'll hit you up.
My man, Mark.
Go show.
Yeah.
So. Let's see what this thing. Upcoming events. We got to do that.
So just let me know, fellas. So due to the fact that we're doing this today, are we not doing it? Or we're not going to do our podcast on Thursday? I just want to know.
No podcast on Thursday.
Okay, all right, cool.
I'm gonna be taking a nap.
Want to get on and talk?
I'm gonna be taking a nap. The podcast is going down on Thursday.
Just for our people who's watching, we won't be on Thursday. So if you happen to miss it, come back. Go to the Facebook page. You gotta see this episode. You gotta watch it. But to our faithful people who are watching us live, we appreciate you because you guys are on time. You guys are, you obviously watching the streams and doing all that stuff. So you knew how to get us on here tonight. So I appreciate you guys coming out because you guys make this podcast a podcast as well. And those who are watching on YouTube and wherever else that you're listening, Spotify, wherever you're listening, I'm talking to you too. Thank you for listening in. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Man, you're talking like it's the end there, Scott.
No, bro, no. It's kind of, when you say the end.
We still got to take a look at these picks and go through some events, man.
I didn't want to look at.
Hey, also, I just want to. He's called me a couple of times. He ain't been able to watch us, but Josh Morris. I know he's watching him after we post him, but he's deployed right now and hasn't been able to actually get on and come live. But he is watching it and still supporting. We love you, little brother. If you need anything, let us know.
Yep, for sure. So we've already talked about the book signing. We're going to be on. We've got about 4 or 5 episodes loaded up now. So if you go to Spotify, you'll see them soon. They'll be on all the other podcast hosting sites as well, so that you can share them with people that you know. I did see you bring up one about Project Zero. Just real quick, let everybody know we finally were able to meet up with those guys. We saw them at the Article 15 stop in Tomball on Saturday,
which was great.
Donate their $7,000 we raised for them in the golf tournament, which will help them with their counselors and doing their programs going into next year. And don't forget, still looking for nominations for a deserving veteran to get a free roof. So if you know somebody, get their names into us.
Raise the roof.
All right. So let's see. Let's see this mess that we're in now.
Boy.
9-3. Oh, that's okay.
Man, how am I on the bottom?
Look, I was in third place for 1 week, and now I'm tied for last. So I'm technically still in third.
I mean, technically, yes, you're right. I mean,
technically.
I'm feeling like I feel like I gotta owe Al a bottle of bourbon, man. I'm pretty sure. And that's not even the part that bothers me, man. It's bourbon. I can get rid of that. I'm just disheartened, man. I'm just this hurts.
All right, so let's get through it. Who's going first?
Well, usually I don't do this, but I'll go ahead and get mine out the way, man.
Left side.
I'm on the bottom, man. You put me on the bottom, even though me and Matt are tied.
I know.
But you just threw me on the bottom there, Ty. I see how you did it. I see how you did me right there.
Good seeing you too there, Mark.
I'm on the bottom here too, man. What is it, man? Why the brother got to be on the bottom, man? What's going on? No comment. Okay, I'm just kidding. Thank you, Ty. That's my man. Love you, man. Appreciate you. All right, so listen. Texas A&M and LSU. Ooh. Does that say versus LSU?
That's
Thanksgiving game, bro. Every year.
Well, sorry, Matt. I can't go to the left on this one. I'm sorry, Becky. I know you guys are gonna be mad, but I'm not riding with Texas A&M on this one. I'm going to LSU.
Yeah,
smart pick.
I'm going with Colorado, man, only because I've been going with them all this time. I mean, why am I going to change up now? That would be uncivilized, man. I'm still riding with my CU Buffaloes, even though you guys have not been riding with me, man. I've been riding with you, but you have not been riding with me. But I think it's going to change. I don't know. One that I will say has been pretty consistent is Georgia. Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia versus Georgia, but there is only one, the Big G. Georgia's going to win that game. Going down to Kentucky and is that Louisville?
Yes.
Oh, man. Sorry, Ty. I can't ride with you on the left this side. Kentucky, I can't take Kentucky this one. I'm going to go with Louisville. And then we got FSU at Florida. But guess what I will do? I'm going to ride with FSU. Ooh, man, that one guy got hurt, though.
Their starting quarterback is out.
Can't do it, brother. I'm going on the other side. I'm going Florida, man. So I'm only picking one game on the left-hand side this last week. That's going to be Georgia. Everything else, I'm on the right.
So you're taking Utah?
No. Oh, no, I'm taking Colorado too. I'm sorry. I got 2 left, 3 right.
Yeah. All right. Let's go from the bottom up. I'm going Florida State. They're going to beat Florida. Going to happen. Going Louisville. I'll take Georgia. I'm going to take Utah. And I'm going to LSU.
All right. Al, you heard him. I see you kind of tallying them up.
I just got the dirtiest look too, by the way. Y'all have no idea. All I heard was I said LSU. This is what I heard. The fuck did you just say?
Yeah, I don't know where you're going to sleep tonight. It's not going to be good for you.
They don't even have a coach anymore. You got to give him a break.
Yep.
I'm going LSU. You know, I'm thinking about riding my boy Scott on the last game. You know, fuck it, why not? You know what I mean? I might.
Why you gonna do me like that, Al? Why you gonna do me like that?
I'm just kidding. I'm going Utah.
I know it.
I'm going Utah. I'm going Georgia. I'm going Louisville. And I know FSU's backup is solid as shit too, but I just don't know.
That's the Florida Gators too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a hard one for me to pick.
It is, man.
I think I'm gonna go.
I'm not feeling easy about that one.
I'm gonna ride with. Damn, man, that's a hard one. I know Florida sucks right now this year in the SEC,
but it's a rivalry game. It's always a tough game. Doesn't matter who's good or who's not. It's a rivalry.
Right. Yeah,
I'm gonna go Florida.
All right. I got LSU, Utah, Georgia, Louisville, and FSU.
Boom. That means I'm going 5-0 this week.
So here's what's great. It's me and Ty right now. We're tied up, but we picked one different game. So this is the last game of the season.
Right. Somebody's going to win.
Somebody's coming out on top, and somebody's not.
There is no winners. There is no losers. You know.
Nah, bullshit. There's winners.
Well, hey.
We talked about some of these guests. Quentin Smith's going to come on, talk on 30 November. Russ Greer on 7 December. We've talked about him before. Here's a new one, Rich LaMonica.
Yeah, he's the host of the Misfit Nation podcast, Army veteran, wealth of knowledge, just somebody that's going to come on. I'm excited for him. He's got a lot of good points, and there's a lot that he's going to be able to help deliver information-wise to everybody that listens.
And, of course, Larry Driscoll. We've talked about him before. And Bubba Wesley.
Wow, Bubba. Look, I got a...
Go ahead, Al.
So Bubba Wesley, a Texas country singer, entertainer, phenomenal. Just put out a new album. I want to say it's Bad Boys. Just got a new album out, but he's coming on to talk. Does a lot for the veteran community. We actually met him down at across, I guess, not really down, but when I came over to Texas, we met him at the Houston Veteran softball game. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal entertainer. Excited to have him come on and talk about what he's got going on and the things that he's doing right now. So I'm pretty pumped about him coming on.
Excellent. Were you going to talk about Bubba, or were you going to talk about something else, Scott?
Oh no, I'm just saying I got some the founders of Labor of Love that want to come on. I'm just trying to work out the time frame so I can give it to you.
Oh, that'll be awesome. Yeah, absolutely.
Put them on because they do a lot of stuff for the homeless and giving back. Great volunteer organization, so they should be coming on. I'm just trying to work out the logistics of that
for sure. Yep.
My bad on this Warriors. One, Matt. I didn't hide this slide. I didn't have any pictures for it yet.
No, you're good though. Well, we do have the guys from Warriors and Whiskey that are coming on. They're going to come talk about their program, what they do for veterans, what it means, and so it's just another good organization that actually reaches people nationwide. Believe it or not, that we'll get to learn a lot about, and I'm sure that there's a chapter that they sponsor in your area, so it's going to be fun to talk to them. And that's our guy, Gary Walker.
It's a horrible picture. I thought that was his hair for a minute.
I did too, man. I'm looking at him like, man, who the hell is that? What kind of is that? Don King's nephew?
Don King or Coolio? What's going?
That's the only picture I could get off his Facebook, man. I stole it, but
I got a bunch. I'll send you a bunch.
He's incognito.
I got a bunch on my phone.
Gary's
I was reading up on this 100 Black Men of North Metro Africa, Inc. I like that mentorship program. I really appreciate that. We've talked about Miss Amuse, she's part of a combat veteran comedy troupe, and she's doing her own solo thing. She's done stuff with Yusha, with Drew, with Justin, and now she just retired from the Army. She's going to be doing her own thing. She's coming on. And Dan Levine, Matt.
Yeah, Dan Levine. He's a Houston police officer. He's the secretary at the Houston Police Officers Union. Funny guy. We actually met Dan through our partnership with Project Zero because they do a lot with those guys. And it's just going to be interesting to have him on and kind of hear a take of like everything that they do in the community and how they give back. So I'm excited to have him on.
Excellent.
Hey, man, we also had something cool, man, that we did that me and you had a honor of doing
Yeah.
Man, that was just yesterday, wasn't it? No.
Sunday.
No, it's Sunday. Sunday.
Yeah.
Touch a little bit about that because your voice sounds so cool when you do it, man.
Well, we got the honor. Our podcast was invited to go be a part of the Smell My Bourbon podcast with Michael Sanchez and his co-host. So we were with the Article 15 comedy tour. We went over and we got to meet the guy behind Big Stick Bourbon here in Texas.
Yeah.
Which if anybody is interested and you like a good story and how things are made and what everything means, I'm not even going to try to explain it to you.
I couldn't either.
From everything from the way the bourbon's made to how it's finished to how the bottle was designed, there's a story behind everything.
All the way down to the colors and
very interesting, and it's good bourbon, by the way.
Very good.
I'd go check them out. I know that they said you can, if you're in Texas, you can get it at Total Wine. They are in some other places, but that it was good to go talk to them, and then we got to talk to the guys from Smell Our Bourbon. And just tell stories, tell us about our history. And they were just, gracious enough to have us come in and be a part of it. And, it wound up going, 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
To the point where they were like, we normally split these in two, but I don't think there's a good place to split it because it was good conversation from what everybody was talking about. You get to just learn a lot about everybody that was there. So it was a good time for sure. And we appreciate it.
Shouts out to my man, Big Mike and his wife, man. He cooked us some hamburgers, man, on the grill. He whipped them up real quick. And they were delicious, man. We got some good hospitality. We got some good conversation around good people. Had some good bourbon, good cigars, and a good time. So Sunday was a good day. So there you have it.
Absolutely.
Well, now it's time to say goodbye to all my podcast friends. POD. Damn, it's time to go. CAST. Time flies when you're having fun. See your ass next week. My man, who we gonna start with today? My man Al Hero, since you are the man, you've been
got nothing, bro. Got good. Life is good. Life is beautiful,
What'd you think about my man Vargas, man?
No complaints. Bro, dude's a stud. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The guy's done so much for his country and just from Army to what everything he's doing, man. That guy's a beast, bro. Hands down, super friendly, super good, easy to talk to. Very intelligent, more than I was going to give him credit for, being, an army grunt. I was like, he's probably going to have cue cards and shit, but he's phenomenal, bro. Happy to have him on for sure. Love you guys for sure.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. You too, bro. See you next week. My man, Big Matt, the man, the mellow, the cool type of fella. What you got for us, brother?
Nothing, man. Just hope everybody has a good holiday. Enjoy your time around your family. And as always, if you need anything from us, reach out. We're more than happy to help, and it was just a good time. I was happy and excited to hear about him and everything he's done. I was listening to a podcast one time, though, that he was on, and the host of the podcast was like, real quick question, though. Have you ever just sat down and read your own resume aloud just to do it? And the guy and Vince was like, no. He goes, because if you read yours, you'd probably be like, damn, that's a bad motherfucker. Like, if you ever
right.
Yeah, it was good to talk to him. I was glad to meet him.
Cool. My man T.Y., the cool, mellow guy behind the scenes with the nice beard. What you got for us, man? How's everything?
Everything's good. I've been looking forward to this. I remember seeing when this book was going to come out, and I knew that I was going to love it. My family and I, even my son, listened to it on the trip driving up here. So it was like a 13-hour trip driving up here. We listened. I think we got to like chapter 19 or something. So we got like an hour left of the book. We'll listen to that on the way home on Saturday. But great podcast. Love having him on. I love the education that he gives between Borstar, Bortac, the ICE agents, the actual people that are working the crossover points for the legal immigration, and then the difference what the Border Patrol actually does. I thought it was great. I love his career. Loved hearing it. This is very exciting. So, hey, it was great.
Well, man, I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving, my brother, in case I don't see you or talk to you till then. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a good one, brother.
All right, we're coming to that time. I do want to let you guys know that the holidays are coming clear. So I want you to lean in a little bit and give me your ear. One thing for sure that you have to do, and you can't be whack, You got to love yourself. Love everybody while they're here. Because when they're gone, you can't bring them back. Look out for your neighbor. Look out for your friend. Make sure that you wake up tomorrow so that you have another chance to be your best you. Don't give up on yourself. We're not going to give up on you. Love yourself. Have a happy holiday. And until next time that we talk to you, thank you for joining the Triple Threat Bet Podcast. I'm your man, DJ Royal T, and make your next day be your best day. Love you guys. Peace.